2016, 7 o'clock, and today is the subcommittee meeting for the Housing Committee. We would like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, tonight we have on the agenda 2 new business, and we'd like to start by calling the document number 1609, disposition on 143 Hancock Street, and we have.
Let me pass
Yes.
around people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well,
sorry.
we have Liza representing the planning department, and we would like to hear more about this property and why we are taking this step.
So, are we talking about 141 or 143?
143, the first one.
143.
Yeah.
So, this is a direct disposition to Lawrence Family Development Fund. They are, they're basically youth-built. They use kids who are 16 and 24 years old, out of school, youth ages, to build energy-efficient homes. So the point is to sell both 143 and 141 Hancock Street so that they can merge the lots and build a house.
All right. I would like to open the floor for discussion, but before we do that, do we have any representation
Yes, we have April.
from you, Bill? Hi.
Good
name
evening,
and
councilors. April Laskowski for Lawrence Family Development Education Fund and the Alternative
And,
Youth Development Program.
Before you continue, can you say your name and address for the record, please?
April Laskowski.
Did you say it already?
Yes.
All right, so, thank you.
I can, it's okay. So,
Yes, go ahead.
And I'm here representing Lawrence Family Development Education Fund. I'm the Alternative Youth Development Program Director.
All right, so can you tell us about what you guys are planning on doing on the property?
Okay, we're planning on building a single-family home, which is going to be energy efficient, and it would also offer offer off-street parking.
All right, 3 parking, you say?
Excuse
How
me?
many parking, you say?
Well, we have to go to zoning, so I believe for a single-family unit in that area, that district is going to require 2 parking spaces.
All right, so this is located in 141, 143 Hancock Street, and we have 2 different documents. The first document that we're talking about is 143 Hancock, and the lot area for that property is 3,000 square footage,
Correct.
and currently it's vacant. That's located on District D, just for the record, and we definitely would like to see that area to be redeveloped because that's very important. On that street specifically, we have just a few houses and the project right behind it, and that I believe this is going to be a very good development for our community, especially knowing that it's going to be built by so many young kids from the city and so many kids that really need to learn and skill and go up there and to the workforce. So this is gonna serve two different purposes, meaning we're gonna have kids going to work and learning, and then going back to work and serve our community. So the recommendation is for
I can make a motion.
yeah, please, I would like to hear a motion for the disposition of the property 143 on Hancock Street.
So, Mr. Chairman, I can make a motion that we send document number 6009, disposition of 143 Hancock Street, with a favorable recommendation to the full city council.
Second.
Discussion.
There is a motion and properly second. We would like to, if there's any discussion,
Discussion?
there's any discussion?
Discussion?
Yeah,
Yes.
please.
Go ahead, Mr. Councilor, LaPlante.
Sure. So, obviously, these two, through you, these two are combined, essentially, we're gonna go through this one first, I just saw the pictures, the second one, you're gonna combine them. One single-family house, and you're gonna have two properties, so the one single-family house will be on over 5,000 square feet of property. What's our zoning right now for that?
I
for a
believe it's 5,000.
Single-family, what is it?
I believe it's 5,000 square feet.
All right, so that's gonna meet that, so we shouldn't have a problem with zoning, correct? That should be a slam dunk, because we meet the requirements after we merge them, correct? Okay, and, right now, this is gonna be handled through Lawrence Family Development Fund, and while Lawrence Family Development Fund has this and the others, will there be any taxes paid on this property?
No, because we're exempt.
So, we will expect that properties will be paid when? Upon sale of the property?
So we'll pay for the property at the time that once we set the time for the closing, and we'll pay for it. And then, once we build the housing, then that will be sold to a first-time home buyer, and then that's when the property taxes will start to, will be,
What's your schedule on construction?
construction. We hope to begin that construction within about almost 12 months. But right now, we have to go through zoning, we have to go through this process, and we have another house that we're starting. So we're probably about a year out.
Ms. St. Ange, is this on the tax rolls right now?
It is not. I have not been in the tax roll for a few years now.
Is it in the tax title?
Yes.
Okay. So once we, just so I'm clear, so once we finish this process with the council, once it goes for zoning, for what kind of, is it a variance you're going for zoning for? For which, I'm curious, for what purposes?
There's a little question with the square footage. We're showing 3,000 square feet plus the 2,178, but when we measure it, it seems a little smaller than that, so they're gonna have to do some surveying and then maybe,
And the direct disposition is obviously going to Family Development Fund. So,
and the amount is $6,000 for each.
so it'll be 12,000 for both? Okay, so, so it's gonna be a year after council approves first, then zoning, and then it's 12 months after you get the variances from zoning board? So, and is this on the zoning board agenda now, or are you waiting for this to
No,
finish?
they need to purchase it first, so they'll have to go through the full council, then schedule a closing, do their title examination, make sure it's fine with the title, and then we'll go from there.
And I think, and what's nice about this, you got a track record on here. In this, you got, at the last page of our document, you have properties owned by the Family Development Fund Incorporated. And it looks like there's 12 properties that are on there,
Yes.
16 properties that are on there. I want to know our success with this. Some of these are going back to nonprofits for schools. Of course, there's no taxes paid on it. What's been our track record so far, once we sell these properties to a private individual? I don't expect an answer now, but if you do, it's fantastic. I'm curious to know, after we have sold these, after we have transferred the property over, and it looks as though are these all nonprofits that own it right now? All these 12?
Yeah, are they? I think
I
they
see
are.
Jim's, I see Orange Wheeler.
Yeah, those are all nonprofit. They're owned by Lawrence Redevelopment and Development Fund, so they're a nonprofit.
So these aren't properties that we've transferred over in the past, these are the
No.
ones that currently own, okay.
These are because of the tax verification form.
Yeah.
Everything that they own needs to
Yeah.
be listed so we can get a stamp.
I'd be interested in knowing, based on the track record of the Lawrence County Development Fund Incorporated, our success rate from taking these properties that were not paying taxes, developing these properties, putting them on the tax rolls. Would you be, I think the council would be interested in knowing that. And I'm sure it's a sterling record, and you should be proud of it. So can you provide that information to us at the full council meeting?
Yep.
Great, thank you. That's it.
No more question?
I could just give you even, you know,
You
a
have it now.
picture. I can give you a picture of a house that we sold this fall, and we built the same identical house that's in the picture here, so that you can see it. And this house now is under agreement.
So which one is that one? The
She's gonna bring it.
3738 West Street?
That's a prototypical house, that's what you're gonna be looking to build on that
Thank you.
other one, okay.
Oh, yeah, 189 West.
Okay. Through you.
So I'd like to amend my motion to request of the full council that they provide for us, I'm not sure, how far back do you typically go on those? How far back we've been doing this with this organization? Ballpark, I don't mean to put you on the spot.
I
5
mean,
years,
I've been here
10
for about
years?
5 years as the director, but previously I worked in the, you know, many years ago. But I can get as much information as possible.
Let's go 5 years back. I don't want this to be like this incredible drain on stuff. So give me 5, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
My amendment is 5 years. Go 5 years back, 'cause that's before the full council, so we have an idea what the track record is. That's it.
So
Yeah, that is
just one question. This is the house that you're gonna build? Something like this is what you're planning to build?
This house here is a little bit probably bigger than the house that we're anticipating. That's a 4-bedroom house with, it's almost about 2,000 square feet, but I think because the lot it could accommodate that. The lot that we're purchasing and, you know, once they emerge, they have somewhat of a slope, so we're gonna, and they're really deep and long, so depending on the, you know, the lot itself, we'll have to determine what kind of house that we'll put there. So once we survey it and we do all of that, that's what we'll determine, but it will be a single-family home.
Okay. So I have no
So
further.
I have a question. On the sale price, you say $6,000. How you guys come up with the price?
So we have a real estate task force, which is comprised of the assessor, city attorneys, the business economic development, and someone from the mayor's office, where we all meet and we talk about the pricing. The assessed value is what we usually go by, but we're under assessed because they're not merged yet. They'll have a bigger value once they're merged together, and we came up with that amount.
All right, so there is a motion on the table. There is any discussion?
No.
It's properly made second. I would like to call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. So we would like to go through the document.
Counselor, I think Counselor Present is in the back,
Okay, he's in
and
the
I
back.
just want to, okay, please.
So currently, we have an emergency, and Councilor Vasquez is here, and
I have to
Our-
excuse myself, I
Yeah.
have family emergency, and he comes to replace me, so I'm gonna leave my chair to him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
all right, I hope that everything goes well with the family.
Thank you, I'll call you later.
I hope everything should go. So, we are,
Council, I'd like to take document number 31115 up right now.
Yep.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve document 311-15, 141 Hancock Street.
so, and that's gonna be with the track record of 5 years, or that's gonna be all?
It's gonna be the 5-year amendment as well.
Okay.
But I think they're gonna do it anyway, but yes.
All right, yes, there is a motion on the table on, can I hear a second?
Second?
All
Discussion.
right, discussion, please.
One of the questions I didn't,
Councilor-
thank you, Council, Mr. Chairman. One of the questions I did not ask on the previous one, we're directly disposing of this one. So why are we doing direct disposition through Real Property Task Force? Were there any abutters that expressed any interest? Why do we go direct disposition as opposed to RFP versus a yard sale program?
If a property is valued below $35,000, we don't need to follow 30B where we need a competition. They came to us looking for a lot that's perfect for this, and the value is way below the $35,000. So we're just doing a direct disposition.
No, okay, I get that. So Well, so we didn't even look at or entertain abutters. The city felt so strongly about direct disposing of it that we weren't even going to entertain any abutters. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes.
Which is the city's discretion, by the way. Is that a bad thing? But so that's the opinion of the city? Okay.
All right, there is any discussion on the table? No? Okay, there is a motion on the table, properly second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Thank you so much. I would like to, we would like to see you on the full council with those two items, and there is other item on the agenda. There is the item 1316. So you're all set on the, we would like to see you on the full council.
So I have one more item that I'd like to discuss, which is the 13-16, 92 Oak Street. And it also has another docket number that was declared surplus. So I'd like to, I don't know if we should merge the documents or, but the other document number is 310-05.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, if it's all right, where is that on the document, 31005?
So on the top right, where it says document number, I put two document numbers because this property has two document numbers. It was added to the agenda as a new item, but it did have a prior number
Which one is that one?
on the document that I gave you.
Oh, but where through you, where is this
So
on the agenda?
On the
310.
agenda, it only has one document number.
So 31005 is not on the agenda?
It's not.
Okay.
So when it goes to full council, I like to, I don't know, merge it or,
Where, through you again, where is 31005, do we know?
31005 was when it was declared surplus.
But where is it in the process? Is it in the full council? Where is that document?
It's done with being declared surplus. So I was out sick and someone put this in the agenda for me and they put it as a new item rather than an old item.
And do we have any documentation for that item, the 31005?
I mean, we can keep, we can just talk about it as what number it has right now.
It's the same address. It's the same address.
It's the same address.
They're both surplus, right? Okay.
Yes.
So you're merging it together, okay.
So this is also a direct disposition. This is a little different because it has a restriction where you cannot build. It's only for parking. And the purchaser is Junior Rozon. If you look at the map, he is an abutter, not directly touching it, but he is in the same street, and he's here with me too. So this is strictly for parking.
And you're saying that the land is about, about 3,225 square feet?
Yes.
All right.
It's a very small parcel, you cannot build on it.
You know how big it is in the front?
I forget, but if I recall correctly, it's in the 20 feet range.
About 20 feet? Because there is another land right on this side of that one. That's
Yes, and that's not owned by the city, it's owned by the Lawrence Redevelopment Authority.
Yeah, that one. And do we have the person here?
Yes.
All right.
His plan is to make some repairs to the building, and he needs the parking to proceed.
So
Good evening, my name is Junior Rozon, and we bought a property on 175,
what's your
170.
address for the record?
What was that?
Your address for the record?
Oh, for
Your
the building?
address. Yeah.
Yeah, 175, 176 Haber Street.
No, where do you live?
Oh, Haber, Massachusetts, 42 Taylor
Okay.
Street.
All right, yeah, you can continue. So you bought the property and now you want to do some, you want to improve the property and going to need this for parking.
Exactly, and it's right behind my property and my parking lot, so I could make my parking lot bigger.
Okay. You currently have any parking space in your property?
Yeah, very little, and it's a three-story apartment, and we may build around 10 or 8 apartments. With the new codes, we're gonna need that for apartments.
All right. So this is a direct disposition. Do we have a motion to send for this property?
Make a motion to send this up to the full council for favorable recommendation.
Second.
All right.
Discussion.
Discussion?
So I've got a picture right here through you, Mr. Chairman.
Yep.
I see, I'm presuming this is the property that you own right now,
Yes.
is that correct?
Yep.
And I see the yellow, that's the property you're looking to acquire. Do you also own that same size parcel next to it?
The one,
The run right beside, on the other side.
no, I believe not.
He does not own it yet, but my understanding is that they've applied with the Lawrence Redevelopment Authority to purchase it, and that's on their agenda.
Okay, so I have bad acoustics. So who owns it now and what's the LRA's involvement?
Yes, it's LRA property.
The LRA owns that property?
Yes.
All right, okay.
It seems like a very odd parcel. Do we know if the LRA owns this parcel, the square property next to it?
Yeah, so what happened, it's around 10 years ago, the LRA obtained a lot of property in that area, including these parcels, and as I said, they do have it on the agenda for disposition.
Okay, so they own, LRA owns the square
And
and the rectangular property right next to it.
correct.
Okay. All right,
All right.
direct disposition. This is on the tax rolls right now? No? Okay. So we're gonna sell this and get this on the tax rolls.
Absolutely.
Got it. Okay. Just for parking.
Just for parking. It has conditions that you cannot build. It's too small to build.
So you guys are not planning on merging both properties and just for parking?
Exactly.
All right. So there is a motion on the table. Any other discussion? No? Okay, there is a motion on the table, properly second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, the ayes have it. Thank you so much. We would like to see you on the full council to continue with the process. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, guys.
Council
Appreciate it.
President, perhaps I should, Council Chairman, the next meeting, just for your information or our information, I think it's in February, February the 2nd?
Yes.
February the 2nd, all right.
I'll inform him
All
tomorrow.
right.
I
So
talked-
the next the next full meeting is gonna be on February the 2nd. And we will have those documents for the full council to review and approve. There is any items that you guys would like to discuss, councilors?
Council Chairman, I'd like to ask a question. This is dealing with the typical review of the
Yeah, I wanted
properties.
to clear it up a little bit, delete some things that are shouldn't be there anymore, if you want to do that.
So what we're saying is that we're gonna go through every item and clean up the agenda. All right, are you?
We can do that today or next meeting,
I
whatever.
was, through you, Mr. Chairman, I was actually interested in looking at the properties that we started last time. We were going through them.
Yeah.
And we started looking at the conditions and make sure that they met the conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any more properties that you brought with you this evening that we can review?
I did not. I did review 3 properties, the next 3 in the list, but I did not have time to put a package together for you. I can talk about them if you like, if that's sufficient.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, my recommendation is to have that, be a bit more formal about that, get that information to us so we can review that. That'd be our recommendation.
Sounds
That would
good.
be a good idea.
Okay,
All right, there is any other item that we'd like to discuss?
that's it.
All right,
Thank you. Have a good night.
thank you so much.
I do have a question regarding the Chickering Road and the Kailu Court. This is the
All right,
one
go
that
ahead.
was, this is document number 340, document 341. Can we get an update on those property? That was the abandonment issues?
So the vote that was taken were canceled or annulled because we needed to do a public hearing, so that is scheduled for February 2nd.
Right.
And then it will go to the planning board for abandonment,
So on those 2 items, we were gonna have, on February the 2nd, we were gonna have a public
public
hearing.
hearing.
Yeah, that was ordered at last meeting, and there is any other updates on those?
No, that's about it. It'll go to public hearing and then we'll
All right,
send letters.
all right, there is any other item on the table? If it's not,
No.
we would like to resume the meeting, and I would like to have a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Guys have it. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here today. And this is it for today. Thank you.
Budget Committee, in a few minutes.